So today is October 4th, and if you follow my channel and watch the video, you know literally about 2 months ago my ID4 stopped working. It wouldn't start and I had to have it towed, and the tow video, it's quite popular as it shows you how to set up the car for towing on the flatbed. Well, 2 months later, today I am about to go pick up the ID4. So I know you've been asking a lot. The good news is that the problem is not specific to the ID4 hardware or software. It was a rodent problem. So some rodent got into the car, I parked the car outside, and it chewed up some cables. More on that later. Why the 2 months wait? It's availability of parts, labor, and equipment. So it's unfortunate, but look on the bright side, it's not a ID4 problem, and I'm getting the car back. And the dealership, Wellesley Volkswagen, is very nice. They did give me a loaner, so I've been driving this thing for 2 months. Of course, it is not an EV, but it's not a bad car. It's a Taos, another Volkswagen. It's almost new. I got it when it has maybe 1,000 miles on it, and it was kind of fun to drive. It's a small subcompact. This is the SE four-wheel drive trim, so it is actually surprisingly nice. So I'm just going to show you a few things that I am actually going to miss by giving this car up, surprisingly. So let's go inside and take a look. So here we are inside the Taos. I know it's a little hard to see, but bear with me. So what do I miss about this guy? Well, first of all, a mid-range car actually has pretty nice trim. So it's a comfortable car. It's, it's small, but it's not that much smaller than the ID4. The number one thing that obviously I'm going to miss from this car is physical buttons. This dash design just works. Lots of button, volume, channel, cruise control, everything is just a physical button, and it was so much easier. Now this is a sporty model, so it still has that flat bottom, and frankly this is just a very well done interior as far as the steering wheel is concerned. I really wish they would bring this back. The dash, it's a digital dash, and again the dash, they actually make better use of the space. So there's a center portion and then there's left and right, but you can configure it rather in multiple ways. That is actually better. Now of course a small dash display is not great. It's functional. You can only show 8 icons, so this took a little bit of getting used to. The maps are smaller, but otherwise it's actually fine. And again, buttons, app, sound, menu, radio, everything is just right there. Volume knob. Seriously, Volkswagen physical buttons sometimes are great. Now, this is as I said, mid-level trim, so it has these very, very, I don't want to say old-fashioned, but basic physical dial for temperature. That is a little bit of a pain. I really am so used to just having to set the temperature and the car will adjust. The last thing, and then there is obviously 4 window switches on the door handle as well, which you can see from here. The last thing is this part. This is a nice thing. Now I think I'm really looking forward to the ID bus, of course, and then the ID bus interior has way better storage. But this little flat area is great for a phone, for checkout containers and so forth. But of course, what I'm not going to miss from this is the gas engine. This is a pretty responsive car, but it's only a 1.5, 1.6 liter. You hit the pedal and the car just is not moving. I'm so not used to that. So I can't wait to see and pick up my own ID4. Let's go. So here I am back in my ID4. I'm in the parking lot of Wellesley Volkswagen. It took me less than a minute to pick up the car. As I said, they gave me a free loaner, which is just parked right there right now. So it's great. So at least over the last 2 months, I have another car that I can use. And here I am. So glad to be back, of course. And this funny thing is, I have to get used to no need to start the car with the button. Car is warming up right now. It's a little cold outside. I just want to run through what happened. As I said, the delay, it's mostly due to they have one tech that I guess is trained and qualified to work on this, and the guy's busy. They need some specialized equipment. I think it sounded like test equipment and something else, so I don't know what it is. The problem is rodent. So some rats or something got underneath into the car from under and chewed through some wire harness, which I guess broke the connection. What they had to do is they had to lower the entire battery, right? So remove the battery and get above it to fix and replace the wiring. So sounds like a huge amount of work. It says remove batteries, under hood components, lower rear suspension, replace the cable, reassemble and align, road test, and wash vehicle. The parts are only $622.41. The labor, of course, is expensive, so the total bill, it's more than $3,000. I have comprehensive insurance. This is a lease, so most of that is taken care of. So I guess there's not really lesson learned here because can't control the rodent situation. I do park the car outside, and I hope that it doesn't happen again. But I'm very glad to have this thing back, and then we can go back to making videos about this car.